Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome all viewers. So today I came across a brand new documentary regarding the Islamic University of Medina. And Allahumma barak, this is by far one of the best documentaries I've seen. It's very well put together. You can tell the brother spent a lot of time and energy making this something very professional. And not only that, but it's new, it's up to date. And this is something that is crucial regarding a university like the Islamic University of Medina, because things change constantly. So when I went to the university between 2010 to 2019, many things changed during my time there. For example, when I first applied to the university, I was, I think, the last class who actually applied turning in paper documents. After that, they moved everything online, electronically. So things are constantly changing and updating. So I'm excited myself to see some of the new developments regarding the university. But I wanted to advertise this because the brother, he did an excellent job. MashaAllah, may Allah bless him and reward him with good. And also, I know many of you are interested in studying in a place like the Islamic University of Medina. So without further ado, let's just hang out together and check out the documentary. Bismillah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Madi, and right now I'm standing at the main entrance of this beautiful university called Al-Jami'atul Islamiyyah bil Madinah al-Munawwarah, or the Islamic University of Medina. And since I'm a student of this university, I want to share with you what it's like to be a student within these walls. So basically, this video is all going to be about two things. The first one is the academic life of students, which includes some information about the study program in both the Institute of Arabic Language and the university itself, the system of how students get graded for their knowledge, the academic calendar, halaqat, and so on and so forth. And secondly, I will show you the social life of students. What kind of recreation activities we have outside the study, what kind of food we eat here in Saudi Arabia, what kind of accommodation we get from the university, when and how we travel to our countries, and a lot of other things of that nature. So probably it's going to be a long video. Get ready, and we'll get started.
أرجو أن نفتتح الجامعة الإسلامية قريبا إن شاء الله.
The Islamic University of Medina was founded by the government of Saudi Arabia in 1961 in the Islamic holy city of Medina. And ever since its foundation, the main goal of the university has been to convey the eternal message of Islam to the world via education. Every year, over 45,000 Muslims apply to get accepted in the university from a scholarship program, and only 3,500 students get actually accepted, 85% of whom represent more than 200 countries and territories. The rest 15% are Saudi citizens. As of 2019, there were 9,604 undergraduate students, 2,692 postgraduate students, 3,024 students enrolled at the institute studying courses, bringing the total number of students studying at the university to 15,320 students. And every year this number goes up. Just in 2 years, from 2019 to 2021, accordingly to the university website, the number of students increased to 16,150 students. So nowadays, graduates from this blessed university can be found all around the world. Now let's talk about the academic life of students.
So first, I just want to, I'll stop and reflect a bit here and there. This was one of the greatest things about studying at the Islamic University, is that you had other Muslim brothers from all around the world coming together to learn the religion together. And it's such an opportunity and so important, because learning the religion properly from scholars, the authentic Quran and Sunnah, with the proper understanding, this is of the utmost importance. So for this university to offer scholarships to students from all around the world to come and study and then go back to their countries and spread the knowledge, spread the information, this is really a blessing. And you can also just sense that brotherhood when you are in a classroom and there are people from literally all over the world, and you're all brothers in Islam, it's just something that's it's so beautiful, and this is just one of the countless blessings and beauties of Islam.
When students enroll at the university, they go through a small interview with a staff member of the Deanship of Admission and Registration. If a student knows the Arabic language to the point that he can actually study in this language, he will be enrolled immediately at the university. But if he doesn't speak Arabic like the majority of the enrolling students, he will be sent for another small interview at the Institute of Arabic Language.
Another thing I wanted to point out is how much construction the university has been undergoing for so many years. Like if you saw this building here, Allahumma barak, is this nice brand new building. They did an excellent job while I was there opening up these brand new buildings. There was a lot of construction going on, but it looks like they finished a lot of it. As for the Arabic Institute, this is actually the same. This is the same building. You can tell it's a bit older, but this looks like it's the same building that we studied in while I was there.
Interview at the Institute of Arabic Language, where he will be graded on his ability to listen, read, write, and speak in Arabic. After that, the interviewer will enroll the student at one of the 4 levels of the institute depending on his language skills. Each level takes a semester to go through, so if students start studying from the first level, then the studying program in the institute is going to take 2 years to graduate, during which students are expected to master the Arabic language.
And you can see he did a great job of laying out the curriculum. Some people think that these Madinah Arabic books, that's all that we study in the Arabic Institute in Madinah. But as you can see, that is up there where it says Arabic language. But there's also learning how to write, reading, expression. When you start getting to the higher levels, you have biography of the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You have fiqh. You have many different classes that you study while you are mastering Arabic, or at least trying to get good enough to enter one of the colleges.
Now let's take a look at the Institute of Arabic Language. That's what it looks like at 7:50 right before school day starts. There are classes that start at 8 a.m. and there are classes that start at 1 p.m. As for me, I studied from 8 a.m. in the 1st, 3rd, and 4th levels, and from 1 p.m. in the 2nd level of the institute. You can see there are many classes in which students learn Arabic. That's what a standard class looks like inside. Students sit one by one through all the lessons, and every lesson different teachers come by to teach.
Yes, you can see the Arabic Institute, it's still a bit older. You can just tell by the style of desk and, just the whole outline of the classroom. But wait till you see the colleges and the brand new buildings.
Every day from Sunday to Thursday, students have 5 lessons where they study basic rules of the Arabic language, learn new vocabulary, memorize Quran. With every level, the study is getting more intensive. You can see on the screen that the first level includes only 4 subjects, and then all of a sudden, the second level covers 7 subjects, which includes lessons of fiqh, hadith, and stories of the Prophets, alayhimus salam. The third level, from my experience, is the most intensive level. It has new subjects like monotheism, biography of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, lessons of tajweed, lessons of fiqh with more details, and on the last 4th level, students even learn eloquence in Arabic. And maybe it sounds a bit scary, but in reality, it's not as hard as it seems as long as efforts are being made on a daily basis. The next video I'm about to show you are recorded during the lessons in the institute, so you could see the studying process in action. It's a short video that includes lessons of different teachers. Please enjoy it.
Man, this takes me back. Keep in mind, they're teaching you Arabic in Arabic, and students are at all different levels. So some were brand new Muslims like myself. We really knew practically no Arabic, yet we had to keep up. They're teaching you in Arabic. Other students, they may be pretty fluent in Arabic. They may have memorized the Quran, but they're brushing up on grammar. But this is, you have to really want it. You have to really stick it through and benefit, inshallah.
فإذا اعتمد على القرآن وعلى السنة وعلى كلام الصحابة وعلى كلام التابعين ويرجع إلى اللغة العربية، يكون عالما باللغة العربية ويفسر، هذا يسمى تفسير ماذا؟ في الرأي ماذا؟ محمود. لكن الوقاية الاستعانة للوقاية والاستغاثة أثناء والصلاة أثناء الدراسة تريد أن الله سبحانه وتعالى يفرق ما في مشكلة. لا لماذا منه؟ إنك نقلته إلى باب فعل خوف. يا أخوانا في فرق بين خوف وخاف. خاف من خلال هذا التعريف هنا طلب الثمانية وهنا طلب الإعانة.
That was an insight into the process of how students study Arabic in the Institute. Now let's move on to the study material. All the study materials students get from the Institute for free. They don't have to pay anything. The green books on the screen are for the first level of the Institute. The brown ones are from the second level. And then there are 8 dark brown books from the level 3 and 7 orange books from the last level. In order to successfully complete a semester and move on to the next one, a student has to get grades higher than 60 points for all the subjects. Here is a table of how students get graded. It's pretty standard, but it's all in Arabic, so I made an English version of this table. Basically, there are 4 classifications of grades. It's either mumtaz, which means excellent, or good, or acceptable, or fail. And of course, there are layers in between. For example, a grade that lies within the range from 95 to 100 is classified as mumtaz murtafi', which means not just excellent, but highly excellent. And every grade is classified accordingly to this table. In the end, all the grades for all the subjects are summed up into the final GPA. If this final GPA lies within the range from 4.5 to 5.0, then the final grade classification of a diploma will be mumtaz, or excellent. From 3.75 to 4.5 is jayyid jiddan, very good. From 2.75 to 3.75 it's jayyid, good. From 2.0 to 2.75 it's maqbul, acceptable. And this system of grades is applied to both the Institute of Arabic Language and the university. In the institute, if students receive something lower than 60 points for even one subject in a semester, they fail. And if they fail, they have to repeat the semester again with all the subjects. While I'm not sure how many times students can fail a semester before they get expelled, I know for sure that failing a semester once is not a big deal. They can just repeat the whole semester and go on. Once they succeed in one level, they move on to the next one until they graduate from the institute. And once students graduate from the institute, they get a diploma, which is a proof that they have finished their studying at the Institute of Arabic Language. And they also get the opportunity to enter the faculty of the university. And that's a completely new level. The studying process gets more intensive. Students are required to learn more, memorize more than they used to in the institute. It's like transitioning from high school to college. There is more responsibility. In the university, there are 9 faculties. Here is the list of faculties at the university. Faculty of Sharia, Faculty of Islamic Call and Fundamentals of Religion, Faculty of Noble Quran and Islamic Studies, Faculty of Hadith and Islamic Studies, Faculty of Arabic Language. These 5 are purely Islamic science faculties. Also, there are faculties like Faculty of Engineering, Faculty of Computer Sciences, Faculty of Sciences. There is one more faculty called Faculty of Regulations or Faculty of Judicial Studies, but it was announced only recently in 2019. Let's start off with the Faculty of Holy Quran. This faculty is considered to be the hardest faculty among all the faculties. When I arrived in Medina, I set out to join this and only this faculty, and I successfully failed it. Because in order to join this faculty, you have to know the whole Quran by heart before you join this faculty. This faculty is specializing in the study of the Quran, its meanings and interpretation, as well as the study of Sharia and other auxiliary sciences. This faculty had the following sections: Qira'ats, interpretation of the Quran. The next faculty is the Faculty of Hadith. It's the second hardest faculty among the rest of the faculties. The Faculty of Hadith is specializing in the study of the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, the study of sciences related to Hadith, as well as the study of Sharia and other auxiliary sciences. This faculty has the following sections: Hadith jurisprudence and its foundations, and sciences associated with the Hadith. Here is the third faculty called Islamic Call and Foundations of Religion, a faculty which is specializing in the study of Islamic beliefs, beliefs of other religions and religious trends, the history of Islamic Ummah. This faculty has 4 sections: belief or aqidah, Islamic Appeal, History of Islam, and Education. Now we got to the fourth faculty called Faculty of Sharia, which was the first faculty in the history of the university. It's specializing in the study of Islamic jurisprudence and its foundations. These faculty has the following sections: Islamic jurisprudence, fundamentals of Islamic jurisprudence, and Sharia justice and politics. And last but not least, the Faculty of Arabic Language. This faculty is specializing in the study of the Arabic language, its sciences, and literature. It has the following sections: linguistics and rhetoric and literature. And there are also faculties like Faculty of Engineering, Faculty of Sciences, Faculty of Computer Sciences. Personally, I don't know much about what's going on within the walls of these three faculties. I mean, what areas of engineering they study, what kind of sciences they learn. I got a bachelor degree almost 5 years ago, so I wasn't interested in joining any of these three faculties, and therefore I can't say anything substantial on this matter. But for sure, all the faculties in the university, whether it be Islamic science faculties or these three faculties of sciences, are striving to benefit the Islamic Ummah. So Muslims will be educated in both Islamic studies and sciences regarding dunya. So please make dua for the university to prosper, expand, and continue to benefit Muslims all around the world. Now let's talk about the academical calendar. This is an academic calendar for the first semester of 2021. It's written in Arabic language, but just for you, I translated it from Arabic into English using my major skills in Paint. But don't worry, it's good. The first two lines, as far as I know, are intended for the teaching staff. The third line is about the possibility to take an academic leave. It can be provided for one semester or even for the whole year. But taking an academic leave has unpleasant consequences. Firstly, student visa will be annulled. Room in the dormitory will be taken from a student and given to another student. Monthly allowance won't be paid. Students take an academic leave for various reasons. The main one is when they get married. But the truly hardcore students either don't get married while studying or get married but keep studying without taking an academic leave. Okay, let's move on. That's the period of time when bachelor students can add or drop academic subjects from August 28th till September 5th. It's only related to students in bachelor program. Students in the institute don't do that. Here it says that the semester starts on August 30, which means that all students are required to arrive in Medina before this date, and ends in December 31st. But as I noticed, it might end earlier, especially in the institute. The next line is about i'tidar and the possibility to take it throughout the semester from September 6th up until December 12th. I don't know if there is such a thing as i'tidar in other universities. Here in the Islamic University, students take i'tidar if they have to get back to their countries due to urgent and unforeseen circumstances. So they take i'tidar, go back home, settle things, and get back to Saudi in the next semester. This line is about when exams start. This date might be changed sometimes to an earlier date. And on December 31st, the university staff takes stock of the semester and the holidays start. There are 8 semesters students go through to get a bachelor degree. Good studying is always rewarded. If a student completes 2 semesters in a row with the average grade Mumtaz, excellent, he gets 1,000 riyals as a bonus. Also, I had a conversation with a student who graduated from the university a while ago, and he told me that in his years of studying, students who excelled in studying were even getting valuable prizes, like tablets, laptops, and iPhones. And also in the bachelor program, students buy all the study materials by themselves, so every student gets 840 riyals compensation annually from the university to cover these expenses. And you can see on the screen what university bookstores look like, and they are magnificent. Once they complete all semesters successfully, they get a diploma, 3 monthly allowances, which equals 2,520 riyals as a graduation present, and the right to join the master's degree program at the Islamic University, or even other Saudi university as a graduate student. As an example, I know one brother who got a bachelor degree this year in Islamic University of Madinah, and then enrolled at the University of Mecca, al-Qura, to get a master's degree. So that's also a possibility. And studying in the master's degree program takes 4 years to complete. Upon joining the program, students choose the faculty, then the section of the faculty, because faculties in the master's degree program are divided into sections. For example, the faculty of Quran has 2 sections, Qira'at and interpretation of the Quran. And after they choose the section of the faculty, they also choose the topic of the research. The research is a crucial part of the studying in the master's degree program. It alone might take up to 3 years to be completed. Once a student gets a master's degree, he can apply for studying in doctoral studies as a PhD student, and that's the highest stage of studies at the university. There is also studying outside the university curriculum in so-called halaqat, which can be translated as study circles. What's the halaqah or a study circle? Here it's a place in the masjid where students come and do certain type of studying, for example, memorizing Quran, with the help of a supervisor who was assigned by the university. There is a number of study circles. The most popular of them are Study Circle of Memorizing Quran, Study Circle of Quran Recitation Corrections, Study Circle of Quran Accuracy and Mastery. This one is only for students who have memorized Quran to the end, and Study Circle of Memorizing Islamic Knowledge Texts. All these study circles are held after prayers in the mosques on campus. There are 2 of them. This is the Masjid of Ibn Baz, rahimahullah, which is the first masjid built on campus, and it's beautiful. And the second is Masjid of Muhammad ibn Ibrahim, rahimahullah ta'ala. A supervisor sits by a certain column that's assigned to him. Students sit in a circle, and one by one in turns, they approach the supervisor and study with him on an individual basis. Now, due to the coronavirus restrictions, all these study circles were cancelled in mosques and they're held online, so I wasn't be able to record how this format of studying is running. But having a supervisor who will teach a student on an individual basis, even though these lessons are short, is priceless and highly motivating. It's like having a personal coach who keeps track of your achievements and gradually intensifies your study program. So while studying in halaqat is not obligatory, it's very, very welcome. And again, hardworking students in the study circles are rewarded. They get certificates if they finish studying and even financial bonuses. Also, every year competitions are conducted. Students who have memorized Quran or Islamic knowledge texts take a part in these competitions and win prizes. A student who graduated from the university told me that there was a competition regarding memorizing Islamic knowledge texts, and the first place prize was 10,000 riyals. Quite impressive. Of course, it doesn't mean that students memorize Quran or Islamic knowledge texts just to win prizes. Of course not. All these efforts in memorizing are made only for the sake of Allah. However, these competitions are conducted to find students who did a good job at studying and reward them. And may Allah reward them in this life and in the hereafter. Now I'd like to show you the central library of the university. This facility provides students with everything they need to do a good job in studying. As of 2015, it had more than 150,000 books in Arabic language in all fields of knowledge. On the first and second floors, students can find books in any field of sciences they are interested in. Firstly, it's Islamic literature regarding any aspect of Islam, Islamic faith, Islamic jurisprudence, tafsir, biography of the companions and tabi'ins, grammar of Arabic language, and other Islamic books. Besides religious literature, they can also find books about psychology, geography, chemistry, geology, and other books of different sciences. Silence in the library is a must, but there are certain areas where students can have discussions. On the third floor, we can find a manuscript hall. It contains more than 3,500 manuscripts dating back more than 1,000 years ago. Also, we can find here academic writings of master and PhD students who graduated from the university. And that's something I would like to dwell on. There are thousands upon thousands academic writings regarding different topics of Islam. All of them are available in the computers at the library. And firstly, let me explain where they're coming from. When students study in the master program or doctoral studies, they must do a research. For years, they are gathering and processing information with a supervisor regarding the topic they had chosen. And when it's finished and approved by a certain commission, it appears here amongst other academic writings. Let me demonstrate to you how it can be used. On the computer, we can find a folder called Al-Rasa'il al-Ilmiyyah, which can be translated as scientific messages. Let's open it. In the folder, we can see academic writings of 6 Saudi universities: Islamic University of Madinah, University of Imam in Riyadh, University of al-Qura in Mecca, and other universities. In the academic writings folder of Islamic University alone, there are 8,875 academic writings written by master and PhD students. In the University of Imam, we can find 5,512 academic writings, And in the University of al-Qura, there are 4,510 studies. That's a lot of scientific work. Now the question is, how can we search for what we want across all these folders? For this matter, catalogs are created and the names of the topics of all these academic writings are written in these catalogs. I can open a catalog of Islamic University of Madinah and search through all the academic writings, typing the keywords. For example, here I typed the word fiqh and the engine gave me 644 academic writings that are related to fiqh. And using this approach of searching, I can find the research I'm interested in. Here's one more example. I thought of a topic I could potentially be interested in, and since Muslims are a minority in many countries, I started looking for an academic writing that teaches us how Muslims should be interacting with non-Muslims. And here I found a research that perfectly fits this demand. It's called Methods of Prophet's Companions, may Allah be pleased with them, that they use interacting with non-Muslims and how these educational methods can be used in countries where Muslims are minorities. It was written by a PhD student. Here we can see the number of the writing, which is 4,731. Therefore, I can easily spot it in the folder with the academic writings. And here it is. Then I open the PDF file and there I have it. Methods of Prophet's Companions, may Allah be pleased with them, that they use interacting with non-Muslims and how these educational methods can be used in countries where Muslims are minorities. In the first pages, it shortly tells us about the goals of the writing. Let's take a look at them. It says, the first goal is the explanation of companions' methods in educating non-Muslims about Islam. The second goal is the explanation of companions' methods in interacting with non-Muslims socially. So the focus here on social interacting. The third goal is about companions' methods of interacting with non-Muslims economically. The fourth goal is about how companions of the Prophet ﷺ interacted with non-Muslims on the political scene, and so on and so forth. And again, there are thousands and thousands of other academic writings that are available at Muslims' disposal. And that's a unique source of resources. And there is one more way of studying and seeking knowledge that I haven't mentioned yet. It's studying with the scholars of Islam. People who dedicated their whole lives to seeking knowledge, preserving it from changes and misinterpretation, and passing it on to the Muslims. Usually they give lessons in mosques. First and foremost is Al-Masjid al-Nabawi. Also in mosques like Quba, which is the first masjid in the history of Islam, Qiblatayn, 7 mosques, Uhud, and other masajid of Medina. If someone wants to give lessons in these mosques, or even in other mosques of Saudi Arabia, they have to fit certain criteria. Why? Because there is a protective policy in Saudi Arabia that was developed with the purpose of protecting Muslims from preachers who deviated from Islam and its teachings. And alhamdulillah, it's very beneficial and important since so many people have been led astray by so-called preachers who were claiming that they were helpers of Islam and Muslim community, but in reality they were completely the opposite, calling people to violence and acts of terror. So much harm and damage took place because of their actions. This month in September, it's been 20 years now since the tragedy 9/11 occurred. Unfortunately, so many other atrocities have happened since then, and there is no doubt that we, Muslims, who practice religion accordingly to Quran and Sunnah, condemn every single one of those atrocities. We don't want violence, nor do we want Islam to be portrayed as a religion of terrorism, because that would be a blatant lie. And the government of Saudi Arabia makes major efforts to prevent these people from getting any platform to propagate their false ideologies. And when they are caught doing that, they go to prison. And here in Islamic University of Madinah, the same policy is in place. Students who have deviations towards violence will be immediately expelled. There is zero tolerance for such people. And also taking this opportunity, I would like to address 2 certain aspects where I think there is a lot of misunderstanding and misinterpretation going on. It's the university position regarding non-Sharia laws and other confessions. The university explicitly adheres to the principle that non-Sharia laws of other countries must be obeyed by its citizens. 85% of students are citizens of other countries. While they live in Saudi Arabia, they obey the Sharia law, since it's an official law of Saudi Arabia. But when they get back to their countries, they must obey the law of their countries. That's the official position of the university, and that's what's been taught to students. And regarding other confessions and religions, the Islamic University always encourages its students to show good manners towards non-Muslims, be polite, fair, and just to them. Here's the translation of the ayah from the Quran that the university teachers recite when they explain to students how they should treat non-Muslims. Allah doesn't forbid that you be kind and just to those who didn't fight against you on account of religion, nor drive you out of your homes. Surely Allah loves those who are equitable. May Allah help us be on His path, implement His religion properly, and save us from going astray. And that's it for the part regarding the academic life of students. I hope it gave you some understanding of how educational system of the university works here nowadays, and it constantly develops to make the system more effective and beneficial for students. Now let's move on to the next part of this video, which is the social life of students in the Islamic University of Medina outside the study. As a Muslim, I'm very proud to say that the Islamic University is taking a great care of its students to make their living in Medina comfortable and enjoyable. Let's start from what happens when students arrive at the university. On the days of arrival, all the students get free furnished accommodation with all the necessary items like pillows, blankets, mattresses, and bedclothes. They also receive food tickets for 30 days that includes breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and 300 riyals as a loan for living expenses until they start receiving monthly allowance from the government. Then these 300 riyals will be deducted from the first allowance. But once they get their own bank cards from the university, they receive 2,520 riyals just as a gift for enrolling at the university. And then they also start receiving on a monthly basis 840 riyal allowance all throughout the year, even in the summertime when students travel home. And speaking about the traveling home, all the transportation costs from Medina to students' country during the summer holidays are covered by the university. So basically what we have here is a full financial support. Again, students arrive in Medina, get housing, food, some money to live off for the first time. When they get their bank cards, they receive 2,520 riyals on a one-off basis and 840 riyals monthly. When holidays are coming, they travel home free of charge, get back in the end of August, and 3 monthly allowance for June, July, and August are awaiting them on their bank cards. Excellent. And of course, this financial support liberates students from having any worries about financial expenses in Medina and allows them to be fully focused on the studying process. Now let's take a look at the housing situation in the university. There are more than 20 student dormitories on campus, let alone the dormitories that are located outside the campus in a district called Rabwah. So every student is 100% provided with a place to live. Here is a very interesting photo that I took a year ago when I was passing by a dormitory that was being built at the time. And I want you to take a look firstly at this area. It says in English, completing the 8th stage of constructing and equipping housing units for students of the university. So it's already an 8th stage. And here it states that the contract value for building this dormitory is worth almost 21 million riyals, which is approximately $5.6 million. And just think about it. Universities are usually considered to be, well, not just considered to be, but they are in fact financial institutes that are oriented to make profit. They build educational buildings, facilities, dormitories for students, hire teachers, give knowledge to students, and it all pays off by the money that students pay. But here in the University of Medina, that's not the case. Quite the opposite. The university spends millions of dollars to provide students with everything they need. We should be aware of these blessings and thank Allah for facilitating all these things for us. And to give you an idea what university housing looks like, I will show you my dormitory and particularly my room. I live in a dormitory number 17. It has 6 floors, more than 290 rooms. Each room is designed for 2 students. Every floor has 4 areas where students can take a shower, use toilets. There are also rooms for laundry and cooking. And Wi-Fi routers are installed all over the place to provide internet. Now I want to show you my room, and before I do that, just as a precautionary, I want to say that my room is not like all the rooms in the dormitories on campus. In fact, rooms from different dormitories differ one from another. I've seen rooms smaller than mine, and I've seen rooms bigger than mine. So this is just my room, and with that being said, let's watch it. Okay, here is my fortress. My room, just like all the others, is divided into 2 areas. One area is for one student and the other is for another student. There is a wall and curtains that separate these 2 areas. Every room has a wardrobe where clothes can be stored. It has shelves and a rack for clothes to be hung. It also has a mirror so I could take care of my looks. There is a lock installed on the door, but I never use it because once in a while I hear stories from students how they mess up with it and accidentally lock their stuff without knowing the code for opening. I don't know how it happens, so I don't take that risk. There are 2 shelves on top. That's how they look when a student graduates from the university. These shelves are stacked with books. But I'm a rookie, all I keep there is my personal belongings. Here is my fridge from the previous era. I bought it for 150 riyals from one of the students, which is a fair price. It also holds some stuff. Every now and then I like to light my incense on it. That's how it works. And here you can see my studying area, my bed, and a chair. It's all of a good quality, totally unbreakable. The framework for the chair and the bed is made of metal, and the table is so heavy it's hard to move. These kind of furniture lasts for years. The table has 3 drawers, the bed itself has 2 drawers, and when I moved into this room, a mattress, new bedclothes, and a pillow were provided by the university. And here is my window with a view of parking, the bus station of the university, and some beautiful mountains. There are a lot of mountains all around Medina. Here you can see a rack with shelves installed in it. It holds a lot of stuff. Usually students have it filled with books that they study in the faculty, but again, I'm only about to enter the faculty, so I don't have a lot of books except for the ones I've taken from the institute. And of course, the crucial part of this room is an air conditioner. The average temperature of Medina in September, according to Google, is 43 Celsius degrees. In weather like this, you really want to have this in your room. And Alhamdulillah, it's very powerful to keep the room cool. And that's it. Now let's talk about food. The university provides a place where breakfast, lunch, and dinner are served every day throughout the year, except the summertime when the vast majority of students are home. Students have to pay for it, but the price is very low. A ticket for breakfast costs 1 riyal, while lunch or dinner costs 2 riyals. So if students buy tickets for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the period of 30 days, they only have to pay 150 riyals. And of course, there are a great number of restaurants outside the campus where people can try different types of food. Medina is very rich in its cultural diversity. Some students don't eat in the university restaurant or outside the campus, they just cook in the kitchens. For this matter, there is a small market on campus where they can buy all they need. It has milk products, fruits, vegetables, some sweets. Well, it seems like a lot of sweets, but believe me, after a year of living here, you'll be standing here for 10 minutes just thinking about what else you haven't tried. But the thing is, you've tried it all and now you don't even know what you want. The next part is sport facilities. There is a recreational center on campus where students can do physical exercise, swim, and play sports. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend this center because it's been closed for the last year and a half due to the coronavirus restrictions. But from this footage that I found on the university Twitter page and from what I heard from other students about this center, I can say that this facility is a perfect place for students to keep physically fit. And there is also a sports ground at the center of campus. A year ago, they demolished an old sports ground and built this one, so it's brand new. At night time, it's very bright here due to these lighting poles. It has a long soccer field where students play soccer and a smaller one. And while soccer players from Europe are considered to be the best ones in the world, here in Islamic University, brothers from Africa are the kings of soccer. There was a championship between students from different countries in the end of February 2020, and students from African countries were completely unstoppable until the coronavirus came in March and shut everything down. There's also a basketball field. Well, actually, there are 2 of them next to each other, and from what I saw, Asian brothers totally dominated this game. There is also an area where students can work out, do pull-ups, push-ups, and other exercises of that kind. And there are spaces between dormitories where students play cricket. Well, now I'd like to talk about the transport that students are provided with for trips inside Medina and outside. As for trips inside Medina, the university provides buses running to the Masjid Nabawi every day of the week. These blue buses take students to the Masjid Nabawi right after Asr prayer and get them back to the university after Isha prayer. And it's free of charge. Some students, if they weren't able to get on these buses, they take a taxi. One ride costs usually 12 riyals, so 4 students chip in 3 riyals each, get in a taxi, and have a ride from the university all the way up to the Masjid Nabawi. And what a beautiful opportunity to pray Salah every day in the Masjid Nabawi, where the reward of praying is better than 1,000 prayers in any other masjid. Alhamdulillah. On Saturdays, a lot of students go to the Masjid al-Quba, which is the first masjid in the history of Islam, to pray there, following the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, who said, "Whoever goes out to offer prayers in this mosque will have reward equal to that of Umrah." And for this trip, students usually take a taxi or a bus which is provided by a local company called Al-Naql Muyassar, which means in Arabic facilitated transportation. As for intercity trips from Medina, there are a large number of different offers for a ride to Mecca to go on Umrah. I personally use the service of only one company that I've already mentioned, Al-Naql Muyassar, or facilitated transportation. And why? Because I have a lot of respect for this company. During the coronavirus situation, when the university buses weren't operational, this company provided students with buses at a very low cost to the Masjid al-Nabawi, 1.5 riyal per student for a ride. And not only did they do that, they also gave a free ride to students to the Mosque of the Prophet ﷺ for Fajr prayer on Monday, Thursday, and Friday, which is very generous. And to this day, they keep doing that. May Allah reward them. So anyways, as for trips to Umrah, they have a special offer for students. For only 70 riyals per person, they take students to Mecca on Thursday evening, provide them with a 4-star hotel for 2 days, and get them back on Saturday. And again, what a beautiful opportunity for students to go to Umrah, pray in Masjid al-Haram, where the reward of praying is better than 100,000 prayers in any other masjid. Indeed, that's a huge blessing. Also, the same company, Al-Naql Muyassar, provides students with a recreational trip to the city called Yanbu', which is a beautiful place located on the Red Sea coast of Saudi Arabia. It has a well-developed coast, a picturesque lake where water temperature never drops below 20 Celsius degrees. There are many recreational activities in Yanbu' city that are centered on the water, like fishing, scuba diving, sailing. For only 80 riyals per person, students are provided with a ride on Thursday night to Yanbu' city, a hotel room, and a ride back on Saturday. And as for trips to other cities inside the kingdom, there is a national Saudi company called Sabqa, Saudi Public Transport Company, that provides for students any tickets with a discount 50%. Students can travel all around Saudi Arabia paying half the price. And speaking of the discounts, there is a list of them that only students of the Islamic University are eligible for. There are 63 companies that are willing to provide their services or sell their goods to students with a discount. Students can find them on the university website. For example, the first company in the list, called Laboratory of Anis al-Khair, is providing medical services for students with a discount 40%. Item number 4 provides furniture with a discount 20% for students, but it's located in Jeddah. Item number 3, as far as I can tell from the name of the company, provides students with an opportunity to rent a car with a discount up to 88%. Item number 32 gives a discount 40% to students to attend their gym, and so on and so forth. Also, during the holidays, students are urged to take part in lots of activities. Here is a message I got in December when the holidays started. It says that the Deanship of Student Affairs invites students for a holiday program that contains 150 different activities, 45 events in competitions with valuable prizes, 12 courses in computer skills with accredited certificates, 48 events in educational courses, 29 activities in the entertainment hall, 12 courses in training evenings. To be honest, I didn't take a part in any of these activities because I'm more of a nerd type person, but other students participated and they had a good time together, watching competitions, winning prizes. And there is one more important thing that I haven't talked about. It's medical care. In order to provide students with medical care, the university built a medical center on campus. All the services are free of charge for students and their family members. To make an appointment, students need to download an IUMC, Islamic University Medical Center app, from Google Play or App Store, then log into the system. And here on the first page, we have an option to make an appointment with a doctor. There is a list of specialized doctors like dermatologists, otolaryngologists, pediatricians, surgeons, dentists, and others. There are 7 dentists students can choose from. Dental care, like any other treatment, is also free. But as one student told me, brother, have realistic expectations. Don't expect them to provide you with golden teeth with a diamond in it. They will provide primarily basic dental treatment, but for advanced treatment, you will have to go outside the university and pay for it. But anyways, if the university medical center come across something that they are not able to handle, then the public hospital will take care of it. and it will be all free of charge as well. As you can see from the perspective of social and medical welfare, students have nothing to worry about. It's all already taken care of, and all what's left for students is to be thankful and do their best in studying. And that's it for the video. In fact, there is a lot more to cover and talk about. In this video, I haven't covered aspects such as studying online that was introduced only a year and a half ago, how students bring their families into Medina, what it's like to live outside the campus, renting an apartment, and so on and so forth. But I was making this project in my spare time, and there's only so much spare time that I can spend on projects like this. I hope after watching this video now you have an insight into the life of students of this blessed university. Feel free to share this video with others so Muslims will be aware of such a beautiful institute that we have here in Medina. Maybe some of them will even apply for studying in the Islamic University and get accepted. If you speak other languages besides English, you can add the subtitles to this video on YouTube in the language that you speak, so people of your language could also benefit from this documentary. That would be very, very nice of you, and I would really appreciate that. And also, if you happen to know reliable agencies, whether it be in the United States or in Europe or in Africa or any other country in the world that help Muslims submit their documents in the Islamic University, or maybe you represent such an agency, send me a message by email. I will add contact details of such agencies in the description of the video, so people who want to submit their documents in the university could directly contact these agencies and use their services. You can contact me via email you see on the screen. You can also subscribe to this channel because in the future, bi'idhnillah, I'm going to put out lessons of Arabic language based on the curriculum that was taught here in the Institute of Arabic Language in Madinah. Wa jazakumAllahukhairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Allah Mubarak. That was an excellent, excellent documentary, mashallah. Yeah, so I'm going to post a link to his channel in the description. I'll pin it to the comments. But yeah, may Allah bless the brother. That was so informative, and it was up to date. He says as of September 2021, it's up to date. And I'm sure if anyone attended the university, 10, 15 years ago, it's going to be shocking seeing all the advancements they made. Even myself, who graduated in 2019, there were many brand new things. There's a lot of construction going on during my time there, and a lot of transitioning from, the old way of doing things in person and on paper to online. But Allahu Mubarak. Please, I highly encourage all of you, seek knowledge, take advantage of these opportunities. Encourage your children to take advantage of these opportunities. We really need it. We are in dire need of people to study the deen, to focus. And one of the best things you can do to prepare from now is try to excel in the Arabic language, learn how to read, start studying, building your vocabulary, learning Arabic grammar, memorizing Quran. There are many different resources. It's not just the University of Medina that you can study at. There are other universities in Saudi Arabia that are similar to Medina in certain aspects regarding, having scholarships and things of that nature. So please, apply to Medina, but apply to other universities as well. And don't wait till you get accepted. Start from now studying and take advantage of all the opportunities. So I'm going to, like I said, I will pin the link to this video in the description so you guys can click on it. You can subscribe to his channel, or you can watch the video without any of my commentary. Let me try to browse through the chat real quick before I leave. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to everyone. MashaAllah, we got brothers joining us from Jeddah, Indonesia, Germany. May Allah bless all of you. MashaAllah. So thanks for hanging out, everyone. And like I said, please seek knowledge of the religion. Encourage your children to seek knowledge. Take advantage of these universities. It's not just Medina University. Also remember that although it's very captivating seeing, the new buildings and the accommodations, it's still hard work. It's still studying. It's still learning. It's still reading. It's still memorizing. So start from now before you go overseas or anything like that. Start from now. Start training yourself. All right. JazakumAllahukhairan, everyone. Until next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.